The Immortal John Hancock here, and today I'm going to be discussing with you 10 NES games that you can still find on a budget today. I know a lot of you out there are collectors and love to pick up good deals. So do I. And so I thought I'd help folks out there that may be still on the hunt, whether you're looking at yard sales, pawn shops, or retro video game stores. The games I'm going to be discussing today should be found in those areas relatively cheap. And so I love collecting for Nintendo products, and the games I'm going to be showing today are good games and games that shouldn't cost too much. And so first pick is Blaster Master. This is an NES classic. This Metroidvania style game has lots to offer. There's vast areas to explore. It is a game that has been honored, and several gameplay aspects of this game have been in other games because at the time it offered a unique experience of getting out of a vehicle and exploring additional areas with a different perspective. And so this game is very difficult and you have to beat it in one setting. There is limited continues, but if you're up for the challenge, this is for you. Hey, remember that grenade glitch. Next up is a classic overhead shooter, and this is Dragon Spirit. Dragon Spirit is kind of a conversion of an arcade game with kind of a new story sprinkled in at the beginning of this. I like this game, and this game is fairly easy to play. I like that. It's a shooter that's not too difficult. If you want more of a challenge, play as a blue dragon. There's lots of power-ups. The graphics are pretty decent, and I think it is a good pick for people that may want to experience a shooter but may not want the hardcore experience from the get-go. And so if you're just a casual gamer and you're looking for a good shooter, Dragon Spirit's a good pick. If you're looking for a two-player experience head-to-head, or like the arcade game, Marble Madness is for you. And so this game is kind of a puzzle style game, and where you have to maneuver down a track. And so the control can be a little bit tricky, but once you get used to the control, this is a good game. You have to give yourself some patience with this one. But once you get into this, it's hard to put this game down. I think this is a great gaming experience, especially head to head. So Marble Madness, another good pick. If you're a fan of Advance Wars, this game is for you, and this is Desert Commander. I can't tell you how many times I passed this game up. Renting it back in the day, I avoided it. I didn't really play it that much even back in the day. But now I go back and I enjoy this game even more. And so maybe you're in the same boat, you passed up on this game. This is a great strategy game, head to head with another person or against the computer. The computer's pretty tough, but there's a lot here, different vehicles, and there's a lot of strategy of going around a map and choosing how to attack and maneuver your army against the enemy. And so great strategy game and still fun today. There's a lot of cheap racing games for the NES, and there's some with multiplayer and some are just, in my opinion, just fun to play. And for a single player experience, I can't recommend RC Pro-Am enough. This is a great, awesome game, fast gameplay, weapons, and to me, this kind of blows many other the racers on the NES library away. And so if you're looking for a multiplayer experience, you may want to try like Super Off-Road or Super Sprint. But if you're just looking to do a racer by yourself, RC Pro-Am is hard to beat. Now, a lot of discussions about arcade games on the NES, and there's some bad conversions, and then some games just get overlooked. And Guerrilla War is one of those games. A lot of people talk about Ikari Warriors. I don't think it's a great game. I think this is 10 times better. This game is very fast. There is some screen flicker. The game is fairly easy and short to beat, but it is a great two-player experience. It's fast. I think it's fun to play with someone. Highly recommend Guerrilla War. Over time, I have grown to appreciate different games and different gameplay styles. And so, you know, I think back in the day, I would have overlooked Solar Jetman. And maybe you experienced this back in the day. I love this game. You know, and this game doesn't get enough praise. It's a lot of fun where you're exploring different planets, and you know, and you're in your ship and you're picking up items and power-ups and bringing them back to base. I love this game. I'm a big fan of Gravatar on the Atari 2600 as well as the arcade game. And so if you're a fan of games like that, you will love this game. And so Solar Jetman to me is a great budget pickup, especially for somebody that either remembers it or likes the games that I mentioned. This is a good pick. Now, Dr. Mario. It's hard to go wrong with one of the best puzzlers on the library of the NES. What I like about this over the Nintendo's version of Tetris is it's two-player, and so I think this is probably the best puzzle game on the NES, and it's a lot of fun to play by yourself or against someone else. It's a lot of fun. I think this was, like, to me, one of the best puzzle games ever made. And so going back and revisiting this, and it's super common. That's what I love about, you know, these games I'm recommending today, is you should find them in abundance or at least available at a local store of your choice. This next one is an all-time favorite of mine. I played this back in the day. My mother picked up my first copy of this game, and this is a great puzzle game. And so I know there's fans of this. If you haven't heard of the Lolo series, it is wonderful, very difficult over time, but it's a thinking person's puzzle game where you're moving things around and trying to clear a room, going to the next room. It is a lot of fun. I can't recommend this enough. It's cute, it's fun, it's got catchy music, and so this is definitely a game that you're going to want to sit down and play and give yourself some time. There's a lot of strategy. I love many things about this game, and it's definitely overlooked and should be fairly affordable. There's a lot of sports games that I could recommend on this list, and some people are in different categories, whether you like football, baseball, basketball, or hockey. I'm a huge NES ice hockey fan, and I can't recommend this game enough. And so it's intense, it's a lot of fun, two-player, the computer's pretty difficult. You know, and you might be a Blades of Steel fan. That's another pick that's excellent. And so, or maybe you're a fan of a different sport, but this is one of the better affordable sports titles that's still fun to play today. And so these are my picks that I wanted to share today. You know, there's many people out there that are going to have different opinions about some of these games, but I think all these games are excellent to still play today. What are your picks? I want to know what you think are still budget picks to collect for the NES that you can find today. With prices going up, I still think there's a lot of people that want to find what's still cheap. What are your picks? Comment below, and as always, thank you for watching my videos. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe button, and click the bell for upcoming notifications because I upload videos every week. Thank you for the wonderful support. Keep it positive. This is the Immortal John Hancock, and you take care.